You look at him like there he is. Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. You see their website right there. On our show, I like to work with family-owned companies whenever I can, and that's because I know there's an extra bit of pride that they take in their work. They go the extra mile to make sure that their clients and you, my viewers, are taken care of. And that is certainly true of Southeast Termite and Pest Control. I can't say enough good things about them. Find out for yourself why I use them at my home. Southeast Termite and Pest Control. All right, back for our Huddle Up segment with Jacob Gillum, Sterling Hinton, Will Overstreet, Daniel Hood. Got several questions on Twitter. We'll start. Dormady Dobbs. Under what circumstances do you put Dormady in against Florida?
If Dobbs gets hurt, that's it. I mean, Dobbs is our guy. That's our guy. And on yesterday's show, we have a great and a very capable backup quarterback. And that's what Tennessee is about.
All right.
You put Dormady in when we're up by 50 on Florida. That's it.
That's a good one.
So he's not going to play. Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I mean, he's not going to play. I mean, Dobbs right now is your guy. He's your leader. He's gotten the most practice time. I mean, all of that plays into this. I mean, always the second string quarterback is the most popular guy on campus because he doesn't have to live up to expectations. Everybody can sit back and say, if we had that guy in, we'd have won the game. Well, that's great, but, that's always the way it is with any second-string quarterback.
All right, Daniel, your thoughts?
As a defensive lineman, being able to play under as many quarterbacks as we did, we just said whoever the coach is starting, that's who we're for. So you just don't question it.
All right, so even if Dobbs struggles,
No.
Let's say you go 3 quarters and you get 3 points on the board. You don't go to Dormady? Okay.
Don't change it.
No, you don't change the quarterback.
Don't change it.
All right, there you go. Has Kamara shown enough to take over as punt returner for Cam Sutton? I think you got more depth at running back than you do at corner with Sutton. Maybe rotate him. I mean, I could see that a little bit too.
I think straight up
Just-
Kamara until you figure out that he can't do it. But just at this, just like you said, you've got 2 really good running backs. If you lose Cam Sutton, he's your lockdown corner, right? I mean, that should be into sentence. But now that you see a guy that's used to having the ball, I mean, defensive backs are not always, they're not carrying the ball high and tight, having to protect it every day. This guy has a really good talent for sticking his foot in the ground and changing directions. I give it to him and say, until he messes it up, it's his to lose.
Go ahead.
I would like to say, Cam is very capable. He's a very good punt returner. But it also puts me in the mind of the year when the Giants started Jason Sehorn at kick return and he got hurt, then they lost that lockdown corner. They didn't make the playoffs that year. So, Cam should be in the rotation. But I think Kamara has shown he's very capable of handling the job.
Yeah, Kamara to me just has a certain amount of spark to him that anytime he touches the ball, he could take it to the house. Nothing against Cam Sutton, but
I mean, he's got it too now.
Well,
That's
his
a
best
spark.
day though, his best day came against Bowling Green. He hasn't looked really the same since the Bowling Green return.
And I really think originally why Cam Sutton was in there was they didn't have a guy that they could depend on to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And so that's why he got in there. It wasn't because they thought he was a dynamic return
He's
guy.
not Eric Metcalf,
He was
right.
protecting because they didn't have a guy that they could rely upon that wasn't going to fumble it when he caught it. That was the reason he got in there originally.
All right, let me ask you another. We're getting a lot of Twitter questions. Thanks, by the way, for sending all these in. Those that we don't get to in this segment, we're going to do in overtime. We'll put that online later this afternoon. A lot of questions about receivers. Let me just ask you this one. Who starts at receiver versus Florida? I mean, do you start Preston Williams at some point?
Well, my thing, whoever Coach Z starts. I mean, they got a rotation anyway. Look, they got whoever
Why
starts.
are you here?
I'm here because you need this. I'm giving you flavor. This is spicy right now.
I'm going to bill UT to pay you to be here.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. The receivers do have a rotation. They rotate in and out the whole game, so who starts really doesn't matter.
Well, let me go there.
It doesn't matter.
All right, and this is another question that was sent in, and I think it's a good one. Is there too much rotation? Somebody asked me that on Twitter last week. I said, well, okay. I'm in the middle of the Oklahoma game. I said, a lot of teams rotate the receivers. But the more I thought about it, you go back and you look at how many catches they have. It's good to spread it around. I think they might be rotating a little too much. Thoughts on the rotation and building chemistry quarterback to receiver if the receivers are always changing?
Well, I think what's going to happen right now with this SEC game, this big game as Florida is, I think we'll have receivers running certain routes that they're really good at. So I think route combination and plays being called is going to have a lot to do with receivers in the game.
Okay.
I can't say anything about wide receivers and how rotating those guys in, is a personal reflection. But I know as a defensive lineman, rotating in too much, too out, I never felt like I got in the groove. And I thought it hurt our games at times if you took us in and out too many times because pass rush was getting used to the other guy across from you. And if you were coming out to, I felt it messed up your feel of how you were playing the game. So I think there is a time and a place where rotating guys too much, I don't know if you felt the same way, but that really hurt my game at times.
Very quickly,
I can
Daniel.
add on to it. Rotation, I think, is good at times, but you let your guys who are A's at pass rush go in and pass rush. You let your guys who are good at run blocking go in at run blocking. And I think it's the same thing with receivers. If you got a receiver that's great at pass blocking, so what if Alabama knows that anytime he's in, he's run blocking? He's going to be the best run blocking receiver there is, and he's going to block that guy.
Jacob, final word on the rotation of the receivers. Too much, or are you okay with it?
I'm okay with the rotation of receivers. Like Daniel said, you need guys who run the ball, who can run block, and you need guys who can go catch the ball. We have both those receivers in our receiving core, and we just got to let the right guys in at the right time.
Very good. Thanks again for all your Twitter questions. We will answer more of them in our overtime segment with our all VFL panel. Then, when we come back, quick slants. Everybody here gets a take. They can talk about anything they want to talk about. I can't hush them, and I'm going to show you who I think Josh Dobbs needs to be mimicking at quarterback. Come back on the Sports Source.
From East Tennessee to Kentucky, no job is too small for Benedict Construction. Electrical work, heating and air installation, even carports and garages. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.